Welcome back to Me Percy Podcast. This is your host, Immanuel. I'm here with
my boy Jack, Johnny. Yes, sir. We back in here, back at it again. Another episode, man. Let's do it.
Another episode, But right now, let's just get right into it because I know you want to talk about it. We all got to talk about it. Thunder are tied 2-2 going into Game 5 in OKC. So throughout the series, what's your thoughts? Because I know you have tons of thoughts on how the Thunder have been playing and these wins and these losses. Most importantly, in the losses too.
Most of it, honestly, they just, I don't know. I guess it's like the wear, not an excuse, but I guess it is the wear of the season. Like we playing all the way in June, and that's what you want to play. That's how long you want to play, but you can definitely see it. Definitely on both teams, like they're playing nervous, they're playing physical, and these teams are. I guess, but you could really just praise both teams because of how good that they're playing. I don't care what nobody say. This is a good NBA Finals, bro. Like they playing really well. I do wish for the Thunder though. We act like we know how to play basketball. And that would be my only thing to say because we've seen what we did all season. Why are we going away from what we've done? You feel me? Because there's no way we should have lost 2 games right now. If you want me to be honest. Maybe 1. But we shouldn't have lost 2 games.
I agree.
And I'm not even talking about the loss at home. Because the loss at home, it was just, we call that the feeler out game, I guess. I mean, I guess you can't really afford those in the finals. But me personally, the game that we lost in Indiana, the first one, Game 3, me personally, that was the game that we shouldn't have lost. I feel like that was the one we should have got. The at home one don't even bother me, really. It's Game 3. Because we just was acting like we didn't know how to play basketball. And Game 4, the Shea put us on his back. J-Dub had 27 points, but he did not play like J-Dub should play. As the number 2 option, you should not play like that. 27 is great.
But most of those 27 was on that line.
I ain't even talking about that. I'm just talking about the turnover he had. It's not even about how many turnovers. It's just like when he got the turnovers. They were like in crucial moments. And I feel like you just can't turn the ball over like that, bro.
And I feel like with J-Dub, sometimes I get scared when he has the ball. Because I feel like he's going to do some dumb stuff right now.
Jalen Williams and Jalen Brown was looking the same. They dribbling.
I'm like, that's something he need to work on is his dribbling. Every single time I see the ball go to that left hand, I get scared. Try to do a spin move, but his arm's so wide out. Like, I'm surprised no one has stolen the ball. His arm be over here when he's doing the spin move, so it's so easy to steal the ball.
Yeah.
And I feel like another problem, like we should what? So we almost choked that last minute of that game. That inbound pass, Lou Dort was wide open at the corner, but they're trying to pass it to Shea. I'm like, at this point, get the pass to the right pass. You don't have to give the ball to Shea. They're double teaming Shea. That's the reason why we got the ball stolen, and that led to Ben Mathurin getting fouled, but him still missing the free throws. But what if he made those free throws?
Yeah, would have been a different story.
Like, I feel like maybe it's the players on the court or the coaches saying like, "Oh, give the ball to Shea." But like, I feel like, if they're double teaming, you don't have to have the offense go through Shea. You still got Chet. You still got J-Dub. You still got.
That's what I've been saying it. I've been saying it, and people don't believe me. our half court offense,
And
it's
like,
it's non-existent.
I feel like,
When Shea is not on the court,
mhm.
who do we go to score? Lately, it's been Alex Caruso, and that should tell you something.
Yeah, I feel like Chet. Like, I like Chet starting out game 3. He was aggressive. I like to see that version of Chet more. I'm like, Chet sometimes forgets, like, oh, you play like KD sometimes, so play like KD sometimes. Make your own play. You're faster than all the big men.
That is true. He just got to learn how to control his feet. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. He got to know that he tall. Like stuff is
Yes.
going to be way more difficult in terms of dribbling than getting to the bucket when you tall.
That is,
It's only one KD, bro.
yeah. And like, look, Richard Jefferson said this, like, I think he said this about last playoff round. He was like, sometimes Chet be overthinking it too much. He sometimes just need to slow it down for himself. Keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple, bro. Keep it
This is
simple.
this is still technically his second year in the
And
league.
I think that's what I was just about to say. And I think it'll be different. It'll be different for sure when he actually gets used to the game, bro. He's still not used to the game. Really, not all the players that we talked about not used to the game. Well, except for Shea. Shea understands it. But as you get older and you can get more experience, I mean, that'll come. But which is kind of crazy, bro.
You know what my other problem with this team too right now? It's just like I feel like sometimes the rotation that we have, I'm just like, why don't we put in Aaron Wiggins more or Isaiah Joe more? Isaiah Joe came in game 3, hit 2 threes, and they take him out. And that was like the only bench scoring we had that whole entire game 3 until like the fourth quarter.
Yeah, bro.
That's like I'm like
That's another thing. I guess that's another point I should have brought up. Questionable. Mark Dagnall. This is what I'm saying. You didn't do that all season. Why the players and the coaches are going like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm sorry. Why are we changing lineups and rotations? We know which players are good with each other on the floor. If you watch the Thunder all year long, J Dub and Chet always on the floor almost all the time when Shay's off the floor.
we're running rotation where there's no
Isaiah Hartenstein is supposed to come in with Shea. Like when we're doing rotations, Isaiah Hartenstein is supposed to come in with Shea because he's our best screener. We've been doing this all season. Why are we changing it?
there's a reason why it's been harder for Shea to get open because he doesn't have the screener of Hartenstein setting him to screen. Like, it's going to be easy to pass Chet on the screen, J Dub on the screen, Lou Dort, because they're all either smaller or they're a guard.
Yeah,
And
their
they're going to be
defenders are going to
responsible.
be guard. Like that's what, bro.
Hartenstein's going to be
Oh,
hard to move, and he's not going to get a legal moving screen.
like I know Nimhart is doing a great job on Shea, but if we just stuck to the script the whole season that we've been doing the whole season, we will be in a much better predicament because most of the time Nimhart is not going to have Shea nearly as much if we just stick to the script.
I feel like that's the problem. Like reason why Tyrese Halliburton had a big game 3. I'm like, so why are we keep on switching when Lou Dort gets screened? Like Lou Dort just need like I feel like sometimes it's not on Lou Dort. It's sometimes on the people whose man's sending the screen. They will just switch, even though Lou Dort will fight over the screen anyways and
Yeah,
get back on Tyrese. I feel like we gotta stick on the script. Just make sure Tyrese don't get the ball. It's
Kassan
not
Wallace was not supposed to be on Tyrese Halliburton in game 1.
that's how he hit that game winning shot. I feel like what we should have done. I'd rather this would have happened. You saw who got the rebound after Shea missed the ball and who missed 2 free throws before that shot. Why didn't we foul Pascal Siakam?
Foul and make him go to the line. Don't let him hit.
Don't Don't let
At least have some
Tyrese.
time left. When they got the board, that was a lot of time. Foul them.
That was 12 seconds left
Strategic
on that clock.
strategically, I'm fouling. You're up in the game. I feel like you can take that foul, and then I'd rather you lose a game with the ball in your hands rather than the ball in the other team's hands with the last second on the clock. Personally, I'd rather lose that way by missing.
But like we don't. This has been a pattern all playoffs long. It seemed like when we get in these close games, the Thunder just forget to play basketball somehow. Like not like we won 60 something games all year long.
They've been saying it all year in their interviews. Stick to our identity. Why are we switching it up now?
That's that. I was so confused why we decided to start Case and Wallace and bench Hardenstein. Like,
So you telling me we could force them into 25 turnovers and only have 14 points off those turnovers? How did mathematically that is crazy.
And then rebounding was a big issue in that game one when we didn't have Hardenstein on that floor.
And how did we throw 3 inbounds passes? 3 inbounds pass turnovers. How does that happen?
We never did that before.
Careless and lack of effort from OKC in this series is kind of crazy, bro. Just like if you know, you know. Like if you watch Valley Sports, you know, bro.
I'm not trying to discredit Indiana whatsoever because Indiana's taking
Me either.
all
I'm not trying to discredit them at all.
You can tell Indiana watched film on OKC.
That's for sure. And Rick Carlisle is. Come on, bro.
He been to the playoffs before.
Like what?
We got one of the oldest coaches in the league versus a new young fresh coach.
Bro, he been doing this, bro.
This is his second NBA Finals. He been in the conference finals so many times with Mavericks and Pacers.
He been doing it, bro. I put in my notes the Pacers, for all the fake NBA fans and the all new OKC fans, the Pacers wasn't. They not trash.
And people were saying like, "Oh man, this is gonna be the most boring NBA Finals." Like, that's why I know you're not watching basketball like that. You haven't been
highlights. That's them House of Highlights.
Those overtime people. That's what I'm saying, bro. I hate seeing overtime on my feed, bro, because it's always gonna get you some rage bait. They just know how to rage bait people. Start saying some more outlandish.
I got called a 4 out of 10 rage baiter in ESPN comments recently.
Recently.
I don't think it was 4 out of 10 rage bait. I don't think it was rage bait at all. But
hey, bro, if it's the trend is, you know how people like to follow the trend. The trend is,
and I'm not one of those people to follow the trend, man.
Yeah,
personally.
When when you don't follow the trend, that's when you start getting hate.
That's fair.
Like it says it in the Bible too. If I'm getting biblical, if you don't follow the trend, that's when the world starts hating. But
I'm about to find that.
Yeah, but going into Game 5, what do you think OKC needs to do, and what does Indiana need to do?
OKC just need to feed off the crowd. That simple. Play like how we played against Denver the very first home game of the season.
I feel like OKC need to do what they've been doing in all the Game 5s we played in so far this series. What happened with Game 5 in OKC versus Denver, Game 5 versus Minnesota at OKC, like I feel like we just need to put the foot on the gas and just keep on going. That there should be no slowing up, no slowing up on defense, no slowing up on offense. Even when Shea's not on the court, that's when we shouldn't no, oh man, who's going to score now? When Shea's off the court, we should know, oh, J-Dub's about to get a bucket. Chet's about to get a bucket. A-Wig's about to get a bucket. Alex Caruso should get a bucket. Lou Dort should get a bucket. Like, the fact that I'll say this, the three best players in this series for the OKC Thunder has been Shea, Alex Caruso, and Lou Dort, and that's not crazy to say. And game one, Lou Dort should not been like the second leading scorer in that game. That's why I feel like every single time we start a series, Chet and J-Dub just like start off slow, like ridiculously slow.
But that's only this series, though. I can't agree. I can't agree with you right there. Chet had great series in the previous series.
That's true.
Like, specifically against Denver. Specifically. But a lot of the slack was taken off, though, because he didn't have to guard Jokic as much. So, I guess that would be the reason.
But also, I feel like the reason why Chet has been slow this series because how we start off the series, we started off we didn't start Hartenstein.
Yeah.
So Chet was more have to worry about guarding Miles Turner.
Exactly. I think he would be having a better series if, like I said, going back to sticking to the script. Hartenstein is not only there to set the screens, but he's there for defensive reasons and to box out.
And also, he's a great passer too. He's know how to pass from the post position. And what happens every time we miss a shot too?
Every time. I'm sorry to bring this up, but every time Chet gets a little injured or tweak, it's because he's been having to do a lot of work on the defensive side.
Mm-hmm. What was the point of bringing Hartenstein in to have another body in the paint so Chet can actually get some help in the paint and get the block? Chet doesn't have the interior defense strength to play big yet. That's why we brought in Hartenstein, because he has that strength in the paint.
Exactly.
And then, every single time we miss a shot on offense, where do you see Hartenstein at? Flying in from the other side of the court, dunking it in. Like my friend would say, he's clip farming every single time he touched the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And every single time you see a Hartenstein alley-oop dunk, hey, the morale goes down for the other team.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like what key adjustments Indiana has to do, I feel like Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton just got to be more aggressive with being on offense throughout the game. He can't start off slow in the first quarter. Like, Game 3 was the best I saw Halliburton play this series. Like, Game 1 and Game 2 was bad, besides the last-minute game winner, which everybody want to talk about the last minute, being like, you know how Jamal Murray be playing? He'd be playing bad the first three quarters. In the fourth quarter, he hits the game-winning shot. That's how Halliburton was playing in Game 1. But let's not talk about he was shooting concert dates in the first quarter. We can't have him shooting concert dates in the first three quarters. He has to start off strong in the first three quarters. And Pascal Siakam, last game was his best performance. The first three games, I didn't even know who Pascal Siakam was. I'm like, where's Pascal Siakam? I guess he's still in Toronto because he has not showed up on the court. Yeah. And I guess that's what the Thunder does best. They know how to get the second option off their rhythm.
That is true. I will say that. You can let the star go off, but don't let the role players go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic with Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon. Jokic, if his Jokic's third, fourth, and fifth options can go off, and you're cooked.
There's a reason why the Grizzlies made that trade today. I didn't know Desmond Bain was still on the Grizzlies the way that we beat them.
Hey, bro.
Jaren Jackson Jr., he won Defensive Player of the Year. Couldn't tell. Like I said, they almost won Game 3 because of Ja Morant, not because of so-called cast. And same thing with the Timberwolves. Julius Randle, he had either one good game or a bad game. And you could tell the Thunder was going to win when he had a bad game.
Oh, yeah.
And then when Randle and Anthony Edwards had a bad game, it was wraps.
Cooked.
Have you seen those the graphic of not Shea, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle shooting. I just see bricks. Bob the Builder,
Bob the Builder is crazy.
bro.
And Handy Mandy.
Handy Mandy.
Bob the Builder and Handy Mandy. That's crazy. Hey, man.
So, like I said, Hartenstein just need to be aggressive early. Pascal Siakam needs to be consistent. He got to play his game. Sometimes the three ball will work, but the three ball works for certain people. Aaron Naismith, that's his game.
Yeah, bro got a flamer, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, bro.
I was not expecting bro to. If Lou Dort had a flamer like Aaron Neesmith, like Aaron Neesmith, like I think it's pretty consistent.
Yeah, bro. Every single time the ball leaves Aaron Naismith, I'm like, oh,
like
get back on defense.
Like Lou Dort's a great shooter. Don't get me wrong, but every time Neesmith shoot, I don't think it ever hit rim.
He gets that green animation every single time.
If he do hit rim, it's a miss. But like when he make it, it's just like and it'd be hard to like he shoot like Lou Dort. Like I think Lou Dort, if he shot more, he was way more like confident in his shot. He's way more confident in the shot from last year or the years before. But like,
let's talk about when he was first on the Thunder.
Yeah, that was crazy. Bro,
I'm like, oh, we got not Andre Roberson. The way he was shooting his first year.
Andre Roberson was on his way to be able to shoot, though. I know y'all remember him in that one specific playoffs.
Yep.
Find the clip, bro. Andre Roberson was going crazy. I think, who was it against? It might have been against Dallas, bro.
Dallas, yeah.
I'm about to find it, actually. But
yeah, but like I said, and also, besides Andrew Newbar, the rest of the role players need to know how to keep their hands to yourself. You don't see Newbar using his hands to guard Shea.
Yeah.
He plays like Lou Dort, and he plays like Lou Dort. He knows how to use his body on defense. The reason why Aaron Neesmith was getting fouls because he kept on reaching out when guarding Shea. Like he puts his hands too out. Shea's gonna see that hand. And he's gonna try to draw that foul. So I feel like that's the keys. Pacers need to take notes from Lou Dort and Aaron Newborn on defense, and then the Thunder and the role players need to play with the crowd.
That's it. Literally, feed off the energy, bro. That's it.
And I think like in Denver, whoever wins Game 5 is gonna win the series, in my opinion.
If you want to be honest, bro, feed off the energy and use the momentum rolling into Indiana and taking it, bro, and just come back home. Just come back. Don't even want to go to the game. Don't even think about, even if we lose this game, we could come back home for a Game 7. No, go in and with the mindset of, what is the point of going to Game 7 when you can start partying early?
Like I said, only people that I've seen so far that wanted to win a championship on this team has been 3 players. Some players don't know how to play with desperation, like Shay been saying. You gotta play with desperation. You gotta wake up with desperation. You gotta be desperate, you know? Some people don't want to be desperate. They're trying to be nonchalant, but we can't be nonchalant when we win the NBA Finals.
It's crazy how I know who you're talking about, bro. And it's upsetting, bro. It's upsetting. Like, enough of the Thunder, bro, because I'm going to be talking about that.
Bro, it's so frustrating, bro.
Bro.
Yeah, but let's get on. We saw a lot of rumors, a lot of trades today. Like, I come out of church and seeing this big old trade. The Orlando Magic and the Memphis Grizzlies have made a trade. The Memphis Grizzlies are trading Desmond Bain for Desmond Bain to the Orlando Magic for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first-round picks, and 1 first-round pick swap. Orlando is sending to Memphis the number 16 pick in this year's draft, Phoenix first-round pick in 2026, the Magic's unprotected first-round pick in 2028, and Orlando's unprotected pick in 2030, and then a pick swap in 2029.
Make 2 or 3 things. One, why is Memphis getting guards out of this? Why are you got Scottie Pippen Jr. and John Morant? Why are you getting Cole Anthony? 2, what's really up with the trade? Did Desmond Bain want to be traded, or I'm confused. Like I'm genuinely like, I know they gonna blow it up, but y'all trading the wrong people first and barely getting anything out of it. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Cole Anthony. Me personally, if I'm Desmond Bain, I'm mad because that's disrespect. I feel like Desmond Bain is a decent 3-and-D player, and you got, and it's not even knocking Caldwell-Pope or Cole Anthony. It's just like that's a dumb trade, bro. I don't know personally. If he wanted to be traded, okay, cool. But if not, that's crazy.
See, to me, I already knew this trade was going to happen. I said this: whoever played bad against the Thunder was going to get traded. Everybody not named John Morant is probably going to get traded off of that team. I feel like they felt like, even at one point in the season, they were the second seed. But once they fired Taylor Jenkins for some reason, that was the dumbest move they made. I don't even know, did the Grizzlies even hire a new coach? They probably hired an interim coach like every team always does, and then eventually fire them at the end of the season. But like the Grizzlies, just know like they're not. Their window was 2022 when they lost to the Lakers in the
They
first
find in
round.
the West.
But once John Morant got in those troubles with the gun and starting a fight with a little kid, and thinking out that
Bigger than the program.
Mm-hmm. But like, and then once they start losing those veteran players, like I know everybody hates him, but Dylan Brooks was part of the culture. They had a culture when Dylan Brooks was there. When you get rid of those culture players, what culture do you have?
Yeah.
There's a reason why the Rockets are in the playoffs as a second seed, while the Grizzlies was fighting for a play-in spot.
Coaching, identity, and just people that want to hoop.
Exactly. It's simple. It's too simple, but I feel like the reason
Those
why
that don't want to hoop is the ones that just can't. I just feel like he didn't want to hoop this season. I mean, obviously you can't prevent the injury. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like it was just too much going on in Memphis, bro.
yeah.
Like I don't know.
And like definitely the tipping point was when the Thunder had that giant blowout win in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, this team is not good at all.
People don't talk about the comeback enough. Oh, if John Morant didn't get hurt, we was winning that game.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You don't blow a 30-point lead though as an NBA team, dog.
A 30-point lead. If you lose one person on that 30-point lead, you still got Desmond Bain and Jaren Jackson Jr. Why was only Scottie Pippen Jr. hooping?
Somebody looked at me crazy because I said he was the best player in the series. If you watch the games, bro, He was the best player in the series, bro.
And you're not wrong.
Ja made it easy.
Well, I was more confused because I knew the Atlanta Magic were going to trade, but I don't think Desmond Bane's really worth 4 first-round picks. Like, I understand that you trading your own picks away, but I feel like that Phoenix Suns pick is so valuable next year. You got to keep that for yourself. And they definitely could have got better. And I feel like maybe they got rid of. Of course, they're going to get trade away Cole Anthony and KCP, so they have too many guards on that team. Let's keep it simple.
Well, I'm not mad at them for getting rid of them. I'm mad at Memphis for picking them up.
Mm-hmm.
But now you guard heavy too. Hey man.
And like,
Let's be honest, losers find a way to lose, bro.
And like, when I'm thinking about this trade, I was like, oh, okay, why would the Orlando Magic trade for Desmond Bain? But the trade makes more sense them trading for Desmond Bain, getting rid of all those guards. And let's be honest, those picks aren't really going to hurt them. They trade away this year's pick. Okay, next they still have their own pick next year because they trade away the Phoenix Suns pick. Only picks they're trading away was 2028 and 2030, and they're still doing a pick swap in 29. So it's not like they really trade away. They really hurt their own draft capital. They still have draft capital. It's not like It's not like the New York Knicks trading away 5 first-round picks for their own 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, or the Timberwolves trading 4 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert. Their own picks.
Hey, bro.
And then, like, I guess the Magic see the writing on the wall. Like Desmond Bain, he's gonna go out and get you 20 points. You need someone else besides Paolo Banchero to get you 20 points.
Yep.
Besides Paolo and Franz Wagner.
Yep. And I think obviously the Magic won the trade. Well, trading away picks is the valuable picks too.
That's why I'm like, okay, I don't know who really won the trade. Because
it's dumb on both ends. Like, I don't know. The first round picks, like you said, the first round picks is something that you need to keep most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't trade that for Darius Bain. You trade it for like Luka or something.
Mm-hmm. Not even the Lakers trade this much for Luka.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. There's something wrong in the league where there's pick inflations where they think they can trade a third option player and get 4 first-round picks for them.
You trade like, I don't know. You don't trade those picks though. But maybe it's because I'm spoiled and I'm a Thunder fan. But
hey, Sam Presti would trade his own kids before he trade those picks.
Hey, bro, it's your business. It's a business.
And like, I'm just wondering the one thing the trade said that the Magic and Rays are still trying to compete. If you're going to trade with picks, you're still trying to compete. And then they also showed me that the Memphis, they probably see themselves in that no man's territory where they're like, oh, they're good enough to make the playoffs, but not good enough to compete in the playoffs. Yeah. They're good for the play-in. So maybe they decide, like, let's trade all these picks away so we can still compete, but we still have high picks and later on, or just have picks, period. Because it's not like the Memphis Grizzlies know how to draft. That's not the issue. If this was another team, like a team like the Brooklyn Nets or the Wizards, they don't know how to draft.
For sure.
Like, who they draft? That big man from Purdue, I was hating on him, and he surprised me a lot this season, how good he actually was. Because I thought he was going to be like, you know how player of the years in college basketball is different from when they get to the league? I was thinking about Luka Garza. I'm like, oh man, he probably going to be another Luka Garza. I was completely wrong.
Yeah. Some players do be surprising like that though, because like, I don't know. I understand what you mean though, for sure.
You know what I'm like. I'm like, if he was really good enough to get drafted so high. He been in the league. He been in college basketball for 4 years.
Yeah, but it's different for bigs too, though. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
know how
Yeah.
long it take them to actually look good and develop. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but and especially in a really weak draft class, like most of the lottery picks are in on the G League. Like Reece Shepard is a MVP in the G League, like averaging 40 in the G League right now. People say he's gonna be the next Steph Curry. Don't forget he was the third pick overall. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, oh, where did Reece Shepard come in to become from? Okay, he was drafted. He was gonna be drafted large as the third pick. We didn't know who the first pick was a while because remember supposed to be Al Sargent, this guy from France who has been playing good. The other guy from France, I can't pronounce his name, but you know what I'm talking about. He just jumps up to the first pick, which the Hawks. It was the right pick because he had like the most 30-point games as a rookie this year.
won the award.
And then you got Stephon Castle too, which
Yeah,
everybody knew he was gonna be good coming out. Like,
yeah, bro, it was nice.
mm-hmm. Like, hey, bro, UConn's like about to be that next Villanova, with the league. Coach Dan Hooley, he brings out NBA talent.
He just got to stick to the grind. I feel like he should have went back this year, but you know, other teams have their moments too. Florida and Houston, they had their moment. So
I'm just mad my bracket fell.
I'm gonna actually tune into the NCAA basketball this year. Like I'm gonna be locked in, and I'm gonna get the prediction right on who's gonna win the NCAA championship, bro. March Madness.
But I was more surprised my bracket was doing so well. Like this is like I barely watched NCAA this year. My bracket did so well in the past that then when I watched NCAA.
I think mine got busted. I mean, mine obviously got busted like the first, but like the team that I picked was actually doing well. They went to Elite Eight, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I picked Michigan. They lost by a close game in the Sweet 16.
yeah. So the team that I picked did well.
I only picked Michigan because like
it just be some sleeper teams in March Madness. It'd be crazy, bro.
mm-hmm.
The sleepers be really the ones that it's raw.
the VCUs in the world. What was that one team that beat Virginia the first year? That team, the first time ever, like the lowest seed in NCAA beat the first seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But rumors, Kevin Durant has listed that he wants to be traded to the Miami Heat, the San Antonio Spurs, and the Houston Rockets. What's your thoughts about him wanting to play for those teams?
I feel like he's gonna go to the Spurs, bro. It's a slot for him. He's still gonna touch the rock. Crazy pairing with Wemby and oh my, bro.
I feel like out of all teams, the trade makes sense for the Spurs because, like, I just don't know who the Spurs really want to draft because they already have the guards, so they can't take Dylan Harper. They already have Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox.
That's they gonna be. They already was the team. Mm-hmm. The De'Aaron Fox trade just happened a little too late in the season, bro.
Yeah. If they would have made that De'Aaron Fox trade a lot more earlier.
When Wemby comes back healthy, and if they add KD, that's bro.
I feel like they don't really lose too much if they trade for KD. Like the Spurs makes the most sense. The Houston Rockets also makes a little sense. They can trade away some of those young players that haven't really worked out. Like first off, Reece Shepard. I don't know why
he won't touch. The thing is, KD is the number one option, even when he's not the number one option. He's just not gonna touch the ball as much as he would if he went to San Antonio, or it just wouldn't work. Like, cause Houston Rockets play style is. I feel like the San Antonio play style is way better for him. You know how San Antonio's offense has always been good historically, and KD know that as well. So I think KD is really probably locked in on the Spurs more personally than the Houston Rockets. I mean, Jalen Green, Van Vliet, and it just wouldn't. It don't mesh as good as De'Aaron Fox, Wemby, and KD.
And
De'Aaron
then
Fox is still that. KD done played with an explosive point guard before, and it worked out really well. And De'Aaron Fox is actually getting into that mode to where he know that he that. So I think it'll work. I think it'll work really well in San Antonio. I just don't see no other teams. I mean, the Heat,
Miami Heat just doesn't make sense.
it don't make sense. That's just another vacation spot for KD if that was to happen. And I think he would just be content with that. But if he wants to compete, he going to San Antonio, bro.
Like, let's be honest, if you go to Miami, you're not gonna be the best player to ever play for Miami. Not the second best player. Probably not the third best player ever play for Miami.
You got a point, bro.
Like, LeBron, that's LeBron's team. That's Dwayne's team. That's Alonzo Mourning's team. Tim Hardaway's team. The Chris Bosh team before they even think about KD.
Exactly.
Which is the same thing with the Spurs, but like you're gonna win at the Spurs. Like you're gonna try to win with the Spurs regardless.
Exactly. The Spurs are winning franchises. Even when they ain't winning now, they winning now, bro.
There's a reason why Jimmy Butler left the Miami Heat.
There's a reason why the Thunder model pretty much everything after San Antonio. Real Thunder fans don't want to admit that. But think about it, bro. Think about it. Everybody knows like what San Antonio was doing. Especially when OKC first got here.
Yep.
Oh my.
Yes.
But hey. That's why I said KD know, bro. He know where he going. I know where he going. It's definitely San Antonio. It just makes sense, bro. But hey, I'll be shocked if it doesn't.
Man, I couldn't stand San Antonio growing up, bro.
Yeah.
San Antonio or the Mavericks, bro. See, this is a crazy story. So when I was a kid, my mom got me Valentine's cards to give out to my class. So I gave all the Valentine's card out to all the girls in school. So for the girls I did not like, I gave them the San Antonio cards to show them I do not like them.
Hey, yo, that's crazy. What? That's insane, bro.
But for the girls I'm trying to raise up, I gave them the KD cards, LeBron, Kobe, like those cards to them.
Yo, that's crazy.
But I'm like, okay, here, you get Tim Duncan. Here, you get Dirk.
I'm crying, bro.
Yeah, but quick little story time for me. But I feel like the rankings, Spurs, Rockets, Heat. Like I knew the Knicks weren't going to try. He weren't going to entertain the Knicks. Everybody's like, oh, Knicks. No one really wants to play. You got to think about it. No one really wants to play at New York. You just want to play against New York. It's simple.
Thanks.
You see what happened. See how they actually treat superstars when you get to New York with Carmelo Anthony. You see what I say? Superstars, not all really good all stars.
Hey man, we about to go into the hot take.
So
that's perfect. That's perfect bait right there.
But as we carry on, so Steven Adams signed with the Houston Rockets, which I don't know. I just want to mention that because I was like, I'm a Steven Adams fan.
Shout out Steve, man.
Shout out Steve, bro. For some reason,
he's actually on my screen right now. That is crazy.
Yeah, but he signed for like 3 more years.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. He just hooping, bro, and he healthy. After missing some time when he was in Memphis. As a old, I don't know. I just always cheer for old Thunder players, bro.
Yes.
It took him a while to develop, but he here now. They love Steven Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just do his job.
Yeah.
Be physical and rebound, bro. Catch a pocket pass every now and then and slam it in.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's like, let's be honest, bro. The reason why the Grizzlies were compete because that's another person they lost. They lost Steven Adams too.
Yep. Steven Adams, Marcus Smart, and Dylan Brooks.
The players who he's going to protect the superstar. You need those players too.
Yep.
But the next coaching hunt still continues after getting rejected by multiple teams to hire their coach, which is crazy. And to be honest, bro, what coach? I don't think what coach do really want to coach for New York. Let's be honest. If Tom Thibodeau, who led their team all the way to the best position he had ever been since the '90s, and they fire him just because he didn't make the NBA Finals, what are they going to do when they lose in the first round, lose in the second round, don't make the playoffs?
The Knicks are cooked. That was their window.
That
I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it. Boston ain't losing again. And Indiana,
they don't get better.
They gonna be sick, so they coming for everybody, Nick. And then the Cavs is gonna be sick, and they coming at everybody, Nick. New York may not make it off the second round.
Detroit, don't forget Detroit almost won that series. It went to 6 with Detroit.
The Knicks is not what people think they are, bro. The window is closed now. Like, it's shut closed. That was their chance.
So they built, you can tell they built that team just to beat the Boston Celtics, but forgot about the Indiana Pacers, who they lost to in the year before. I said this. I was talking to my brother. He's like, "You think the Pacers are gonna beat the Knicks?" I'm like, "Yeah, easily. They did it last year. It's the same team. Only difference, Bennedict Mathurin's back."
Wild, bro.
Like,
it's cooked.
And I feel like before the Mavericks declined them, like they were trying to go after Jason Kidd, but I'm like people, the question really is like, why I really want to still coach the Dallas Mavericks or want to go to the New York Knicks? I feel like you can make an argument for coaching for New York because the way the Mavericks owner been acting out like right now.
Yeah,
you can tell. Like, ESPN really made me question. Like, man, maybe it's the owner who want to trade Luka, not Nico, and Nico's is getting all the hate.
You might have a point.
Mm-hmm. Because, hey, Mark Cuban would never make that trade.
We all agree. We all agree, bro. We all agree.
Like, they made it to the Western Conference Finals in 2022. Then they sold the team after that, and that's when you see Jalen Brunson leave, trade away Kristoff, and then eventually Luka gets traded. Hey, but that's my own little theory. But and then I know you saw this. The Mavericks already say they're going to draft Cooper Flag. They already say, "Oh, welcome to," on their team website. "Welcome to Dallas, Cooper Flag."
On their website?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
It leaked on their website, and the draft is next Wednesday.
Hey, I mean, we knew who they was gonna get, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just great. We talked about how they got the number one pick. It's just crazy how they got it.
Yeah.
Well, what are the odds, bro? What are the odds?
And they're not going to like. Nico Harrison already came out saying like, we're going to draft Cooper Flag.
This is why P.J. Washington was content with losing like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But let's go on with your hot take that you've been eager to say it.
Hey, man. I got called a 4 out of 10 raise baiter for this on ESPN. Check the comments. Trae Young is arguably a better player than Jalen Brunson, bro. Yes, Trae Young is arguably a better player than Jalen Brunson. Drafted in the same year, so you can't say one is older, one is younger. Can't say that.
And Jalen Brunson is older than Trae Young too, by the way.
You can say this though. Trae Young has had a lesser team his whole career. Even when Jalen Brunson was in Dallas, he had a better team.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to the Knicks, still a better team. Added pieces, still a better team. Trae Young has more All-Stars. Trae Young is a better all-around player scoring-wise and playmaking-wise. I mean, they haven't both equally haven't won anything. Clutch Player of the Year is not a real award. It was just made.
It was made.
And when it was time to be clutch, he was not clutch. 19 points in a winner go home game. Stop making up the awards, first of all. And then two, New York Knicks fans, stop being delusional. Y'all know what Trae Young do to y'all all the time. You would be a fan of Trae Young if he was in the Knicks uniform. In fact, you might be in the finals. Jalen Brunson ain't what y'all think he is, bro. I promise.
I feel like Trae Young, he's a superstar. I say he's a superstar over Jalen Brunson. If we're gonna say who's more likely to be a superstar, because people will go out like Magic Johnson gave out the best definition of a superstar. Who's gonna sell out the tickets on the road? Who's like if you're in Orlando, Florida, who's gonna come out to a Magic game to see Jalen Brunson?
People in New York are not going to go see Jalen Brunson, bro. I'm sorry.
Like, bro, people are not gonna.
This is crazy to say. This is crazy to say, but you going to go watch Cat before you go watch Jalen Brunson, bro. I don't care, bro. I don't care. You going to go watch Mikal Bridges?
Only people who wants to go out to see Jalen Brunson is people in New York and Philadelphia, and that's because he plays for Villanova.
We gotta stop.
I know people who's gonna come all around to see Trae Young.
We gotta stop being delusional, bro. I say arguably, but I really do think Trae Young is a better player, bro. Like,
man, next podcast I'm going to come up with a list of players who I think is better than Jalen Brunson, point guards, who I think is better than Jalen Brunson. Because
I could name 4 right now. When Kyrie Irving is healthy, better. Steph Curry. Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry. Who's a better point guard than Jalen Brunson?
I'm just going down the list. Shea, Luka, Kyrie,
Donovan Mitchell,
Tyrese Halliburton. As you see in the finals right now, he's more clutch. That's who should have won Clutch Player of the Year. Let's be honest,
bro. Can we give Clutch Player of the Year after the NBA season is over?
Because
and why are we talking about how clutch he is? Why is he clutching those moments? What are you doing? What if you was really clutch? You'd be clutch the whole game, and the game wouldn't be that close.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real clutch. The Clutch Player of the Year award is not. It's not real, bro.
If it's supposed to go off of clutch points, like
it was clutch against the Charlotte Hornets. Why? Matter of fact. Maybe I'm just a hater, bro. It's 4 out of 10 rage bait. It's cool though.
Like, I'm trying to look this up. Clutch points.
I'm going Trey Young, bro. I'm sorry. I really am.
Like, I feel like I'm trying to look at the stat. What's that one website that has stats on there besides NBA stat? I'm trying to think. Yeah, so Anthony Edwards had 157 points in clutch points. He didn't win clutch play of the year. Trey Young had 152 points in clutch points. He was third. Jalen Brunson had 156, who won. And then Jokic had 140 clutch points. I thought it should have been Anthony Edwards or Trey Young, but they don't play in New York.
It's who you got. It's really. I think clutch player of the year should be like clutch against good teams, bro. This clip that I'm watching right now is against the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know, bro. He do got a clutch moment against the Atlanta Hawks. But where's your clutch moments against, like, I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm rage baiting. I'm done, though, on this take.
Yeah. Let's go on the NFL because we're talking about the NBA a little too long. We don't get enough time for the NFL. So, Aaron Rodgers now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's your thoughts about Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers right now?
With the Steelers?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least he'll have some identity there.
Yeah, I guess.
AFC, another person we got to deal with in the AFC North that was better than Russell Wilson. But
A lot of people are better than Russell Wilson. Maybe I'm just a hater. Well, I am, but
he'll definitely have some identity there. It's better than him on the Jets. I'll say that.
Mm.
Am I a
And then,
fan of the, am I a fan of the move? Absolutely not. As a competitor, you should never be a fan of that move, bro. I mean, I'm a Ravens fan, so any AFC quarterback, I'm the biggest op. I'm not gonna be a fan of that, bro.
mm-hmm.
But it might help the rest of his career, though. So I mean,
Yeah, I think the move's cool. I like the move for the for Will Howard too because he gets to sit underneath Aaron Rodgers and learn from him for the whole entire year, not actually get thrown out in the wolves. Because I'm not really too big on rookie quarterbacks playing their first start. Because unless you're a Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud talent, Bo Nix, who also came out good coming in. If you're not like those players who can know how to win right away, he always one of those teams. I named those three players because they actually led their team in the playoffs too. By the way, because they had good coaching staff all around too. But teams that who just throwing out their starting quarterback like here, do something. You don't see them last. You don't see those quarterbacks lasting long there.
yep. Hey, bro, you brought up his name, so I got to comment on it. I'm starting to be a Bo Nix fan for some reason.
Let's go. Let's go.
I
A
don't know.
believer.
I hate as much as I hate to say that. He might. He's on his way to being what Justin Herbert was supposed to be. But like you said, when you just throw a quarterback out there, it's like, and you basically like go do something. I don't know. But I guess it's because Bo Nix got it out the mud the way he hopped around and stayed in college till he was 37.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Herbert was just at Oregon, just playing in the system. I don't know.
I'm like, how long are we going? We've been saying Justin Herbert is going to take over the AFC West. We've been waiting for a long time.
I don't know. As much as I hate to say it, he could get it. I think he could get it done for y'all, bro. And then like he got a defense to back him up. So I mean, I can see Ravens beating the Broncos in the AFC Championship. I can see it.
Wait. So you said Ravens beating the Broncos? Don't you mean the other way around?
Nah.
Okay. Our defense
Nah.
it's already a top 5 defense. Let's be honest.
I mean, we're building ours up, but I think that's why the Ravens don't get over the hump. It be our defense. It don't be our offense. It'd be our defense, personally. But Zach Orr, I mean, I think he get the job done for us this year, bro. I think he know now. Like, I hope.
Yeah, I guess but the Broncos are better. But Terry McLaurin is currently on a holdout with the Commanders for a contract extension. They just got Deebo Samuel. You think? And the Commanders have said they still want to resign Terry McLaurin. So I just want to say that because it's still news, but at the end of the day, he's going to get re-signed regardless.
It just got to take a little sitting out to get it.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this right now, since we're talking about the Commanders, I think the Commanders are going to win the NFC East. I've been telling
I think
people
they're gonna go to the championship. I mean, not the Super Bowl, but
yeah,
go to the NFC championship.
I feel like the Commanders is going to be Commanders versus Lions in the NFC West championship.
Yeah, I can see it for sure. Jaden Daniels is just him, bro. Like
Saquon got that Madden curse on him now.
He already crazy.
He got that Madden curse, and they've been a curse that's been developing lately. Offensive Player of the Year curse. Look at the last. I think ever since Michael Thomas won it, the players who won the Offensive Player of the Year next year they play less season. They play less games because of injuries.
Christian McCaffrey, Michael Thomas,
Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
Cooper Kupp. Derrick Henry.
Yep. I hope that's not a real thing, though. But
yeah. But have you saw the rumors with Shamar Stewart, the defensive player they drafted?
For the Commanders?
The Bengals.
Oh. No, I ain't really been.
He still have not signed his rookie contract. So he can sit out the whole entire year without getting signed and still get drafted again to a different team. It's because they...
Wait. So he could get drafted to a different team in the next draft?
Yes.
If he doesn't play?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of insane.
Yeah, he can re-enter the draft. So what?
Why does...
It's a loophole in the CBA. It's a loophole in the CBA. And that's like the Bengals. That's the nightmare scenario for the Bengals.
What is the reason that he's sitting out, though?
See, so it's not about money. It's about they put some new language. So the 17 overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft is complaining because the Bengals threw a curveball in their contract negotiation. He still wants to sign the 4-year, $18 million contract, but they add new language in his deal that the Bengals didn't use in their past 2 first-round picks. The team essentially wants to add a default clause, according to former NFL team executive Andrew Brunt. This will allow the Bengals to avoid future guarantees if he were to get in trouble. This could be a suspension for on-field conduct, off-field conduct, an arrest, or anything else the Bengals the Bengals can think of. Normally, a first-round pick gets a fully guaranteed contract for 4 years, but this will give the Bengals some wiggle room to potentially get out of that if he were to get in trouble or at any point during his 4 years.
So is he that like? Does that make him targeted? I feel like that's like a targeted like.
I feel like the only reason why they're trying to save themselves some money, like they're gonna find like the smallest thing for him, like the yelling at ref. So think about it, if he even yells at a referee, and NFL thinks that that's
He's
a
not
fine,
eligible for an oh, excuse me. He's
that's
not
a fine.
eligible for an
It'll take
extension
away
because
it'll
because of
take away. No, not extension, but like he's still trying to sign this is his rookie contract. So like he's still like so the thing like in year 2, they're like, oh, he got tech because he yelled at a referee. You know what? That's a conduct. We don't feel safe with him no more. We're gonna take away his guaranteed money to save themselves some money for them to sign. Because you know how much money they signed for Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and T. Higgins. All that money they have, all for three players.
yo, that's wild. Shout out to his agent for reading the contract.
Mm-hmm. And they never did this with the last 2 players who they drafted.
That's
And
what I'm saying. Is this like I feel like as a player I would feel targeted because what do you mean like y'all just gonna find any reason at this point to withhold my money because God forbid I do get a penalty on the field because I show my emotion a certain way and now I don't get guaranteed money. Like you can literally pull my guaranteed money because of one mistake. I know we looking at it as like, well, don't get in trouble, or don't do this, don't do that. That's easier said than done, especially when you're the actual player. Like I don't know, that's just as a player, I think I would feel targeted, and that's a crazy way to withhold money. And look at the predicament you're in now. You could definitely lose that draft pick, and you got to.
And even like when he was at Texas A&M, he never ever got in trouble like that with the law or anything else. So I'm like, out of nowhere,
Cincinnati, they questionable for that.
mm-hmm.
That's crazy actually.
So he has a chance. Either they can trade him away, or he can re-enter the draft and get drafted to a different team. He'll still be a first-round pick. Let's be honest.
Hey, bro. Crazy.
And the Cincinnati Bengals are known to be like the cheapest organization in the league. They still don't have an indoor facility. And you got to think about where they play. They play in Cincinnati. It gets cold in the winters in the north.
Hey, man. Shout out Cincinnati. Shazam.
Yeah, but before we end it off, I'm going to do a little fun series right now. New series right here. I see you got yourself a hat. I got me a hat too.
Okay.
So I'm going to list some takes I've been seeing, or some like some not takes, some questions, and see if it's cap or no cap.
All right.
So if it's cap, you put on the cap. No cap, no cap, no cap.
Try to just take it off real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let the waves be waving right now.
I ain't got no cut but right now, but they still there.
They're still there.
You can see them a little bit.
Bro, I can't wait to get the swing off because I haven't got cut in a while.
Cap or no cap? Let's do it.
Okay. KD will be traded before July. No cap.
Before July,
Mm-hmm. The
I
draft
feel
is
like
next week.
it's no cap.
Yep, I feel it's no cap. Shedeur Sanders will make the Browns 50-man roster.
Oh, yeah, nah, he definitely will. He definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
He's too good
Okay.
now.
The Mavericks will flip Cooper Flag on draft night.
Yeah, nah. I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
That would be like the third, fourth dumb move in a row that they would do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Spurs making the playoffs next year. I'm gonna take off my cap for this one.
Yeah, we just said, and if they get the trade, yeah, if they make the
Mm-hmm.
trade happen, yeah,
I feel like regardless of the trade, if you don't make the trade, they're still gonna make the playoffs.
yeah. If Wemby's healthy, yeah, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And like I said, the Aaron Fox trade just happened a little too late.
Well, hey, Wemby, he got hurt midway through the season. He still led the league in blocks.
Yep.
LeBron will play for 2 more years to break Vince Carter's record. Vince Carter has, well, he's actually not 2 more years. He need to play 1 more year. But I think okay. LeBron will break Vince Carter's record for most season play, which is 22. He's in his 21st year. So he need to play 2 more years. Where you think he will play for 2 more years?
I don't think he's playing to break their record. I just think he's gonna play for 2 more years. I think he's gonna play for longer than 2 more years, maybe 3. But
Maybe 3. He might wait till Bryce.
yeah,
Which, like, it's crazy
it's
to think
not
like
like that. He can't, bro. He averages 25, bro.
yeah. Like, and he's still he's going like you said, he's gonna play as long as the game's not boring to him no more. As long as he can still give himself 100%.
Yeah,
And I feel like he can give himself 100% for probably for 3 more years.
yeah, bro. It's LeBron, bro.
Mm-hmm. Steelers will win the division with Aaron Rodgers.
What, boy? Boy, put that cap on.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
about to
fixing the
say.
hat. I was fixing the hat.
I was about to say. We know who went in the division, brother.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers will still be the starting quarterback at the end of the season.
I'm keeping mine on.
You really think so?
Yeah.
See, I feel like
They're not
maybe
he either gonna do really, really well with the team or he's gonna do really, really bad with the team.
I think it's not gonna be
And
worse than
the Steelers ain't afraid to put you on that chopping block, bro.
I feel like if he makes the what's crazy thing, if he makes the 53-man roster, if he still plays in the preseason and everything, if he starts, he's gonna finish the season.
Yeah.
Unless he gets hurt.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Last one. Will another Big Ten team win a natty? Got this on. I'm talking about winning natty next year, by the way, not, ever.
Oh. Next year?
Yeah.
I mean, they got a chance. Ohio State got a chance.
I'll say they do have a chance, but you gotta think their quarterback is young. They is a redshirt freshman. Michigan has a true freshman. Michigan State, I don't see it. Oregon, redshirt. Well, not even a redshirt freshman. I think he's a sophomore now. USC. I don't even know who their QB is, to be honest. UCLA, no. Rutgers, no. Indiana, definitely no. Maryland, no. Washington, no.
I mean, I get, yeah, maybe within the next 7 years.
Yeah.
Maybe not next year.
Only team I really can see is Oregon or Penn State. But Penn State need to finally need to learn how to beat Michigan or Ohio State. Those are the only 2 teams they can never beat.
Yeah.
But for fans of the podcast, if you want to get on to this brand new segment that we're starting, send us voicemail. Email us your hot takes, and we'll play no cap or cap with it. Email is mppodcast2@gmail.com. So send us your emails or your hot takes, and we will react to them. But you got anything else to say before we wrap it up?
Nah, go follow us on everything. Share the vids, share the reels. On every platform. He gonna do the rundown. But yeah. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Thunder and 6.
Hey, shout out your socials.
Yes, sir. Not J.Jack on Instagram, the real J.Jack on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And yes, sir. React.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You know, I don't know. I just want to say this because I saw that we was talking about this at church too. Because it was like a different, like, our pastor would want to talk about, like, usually Father's Day, you know, the pastor would be like, fathers, you need to do better. But for Mother's Day, like, oh yeah, we love you, mothers. But fathers, you need to do better. Like, he's like, sometimes people come in as fathers, like, oh man, feel worse than they did when they came to church.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was like, he was just saying, like, I just want to say this, like, dads are supposed to be the king of their house, not just the king of their house. They're supposed to be the servant king of their house. Mm-hmm. How can they serve the house? So like, and then also like, I'm just looking at my notes. Fathers who take their kids to church 75% of the time, the kids become Christian. It's not like, oh, just your mother who takes in, the dad just like decides not to come with them. Most likely, kids will see their father not going to church. Like, oh, it's really that important. Mm-hmm. So it's important. Like I said, it's important for all the dads who still with their families, still with the marriages they are with. Hats off to them. Hats off for being the father in their life. That's just what I want to say. That's what I basically learned from today's sermon. I'm like, it shows us how to be a better. It just shows me that's like how to be a better man once eventually I get there in my life.
Yep. Hey, man, that's good though. I mean, because like you said, if you're a man that's still in church, that is one of the greatest things that we can actually like turn light to right now. Mm-hmm. Men on how to be examples and be a man of the house. Men acting like men. Mm-hmm. Like you said, servant kings. First servant, and then knowing, yes, men still have authority. Bro, it's in the Bible. Yes, men still have authority. Women, yes, we do love you, but when men should act like men and act like leaders, and when they're in the church, it's so much better. And it's in the Bible, bro. And I feel like every man should go to church, not just have a relationship with Christ, but go to church and be obedient, and your family will turn out what you want it to be. The world would be so much better if men acted like men and men were still in the church. And I think that's what's absent with a lot of things that's going on in the world. Men acting like men, bro. We gotta put on the suit, go to church, and know what the Lord is telling you to do, bro.
Yeah.
Because the world is only going to get crazier.
We see.
And if a man is not in church, they can still be in leadership and not be in church and still mess everything up. Mm-hmm. Knowing how to rule correctly is important, bro. So,
and like one more thing, he also talked about the choices a father has to make. 5 choices. Choose legacy over laziness. How will you be remembered from your kids? How your kids will talk about you when you're not in the room with them. Mm. Choose trustworthiness over talk. You actually got to stand what you're going to say. Like, stand what you're going to say. If you're going to say, oh, yeah, if you get an A, I'm going to go take you out to ice cream. Just like the small things like that. How can your kids trust you if you're not going to stay on your word?
Mm-hmm. And it's bigger than like
something.
Standing
It's
on your
been
word. Standing on your word is not just what you say to your kids. It's what you
saying
say to
life.
yourself. Say to your wife. Say like is standing on your word. Standing on business is deeper than just
Mm-hmm.
fatherhood. It's about being a man as well.
Yeah.
So if you can't stand on business with yourself, you ain't gonna be able to stand on business with your family, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what a lot of men lack nowadays, bro. For
Mm-hmm.
one, we gotta learn how to be be convicted and take accountability for our actions, bro. That's just people in general, but men for sure. That's
Mm-hmm.
important and being a man. So
And then choose character over compromise. Like, what's your what kind of character will you have when I'm trying to remember what he said, but like you know what I feel like you understand more what I'm talking about more than what I'm trying to say right now. But
no, I
choosing.
understand. I trust me. I completely understand.
Mm-hmm.
Character over compromise simply means how do you act like
Exactly.
morally correct. Be morally correct, bro. And even when you're not, don't don't be oblivious to you not acting morally correct. Have integrity. Character over compromise simply means don't do things morally wrong just to compromise a current situation. Like don't do nothing out of the ordinary. Don't do it for no money.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it for notoriety. Don't do it for anything that is going to affect you morally and affect your integrity. Is going to test your integrity the most. But like, show good character, bro. Just be morally correct, and that's that simple, bro.
Yeah. That sounds exactly what the pastor was saying. And he mentioned like a stat like 20% of dads are binge drinking. Like that really show like how much character do they really have just to avoid because if they're drinking, they're avoiding being a dad in the first place,
Mm-hmm.
especially binge drinking.
Yeah, bro. Don't indulge in anything that's not godly. The only thing we should be indulging in is God and the Word.
Mm-hmm. And then choose protection over passivity. Like like that Under Armour commercial. We must protect the house.
Mm-hmm. The lip facts, facts, bro.
Like I'll give this example. My dad has so many ring cameras around his house, alarm system, and everything. Even though we live in probably the safest town in Pennsylvania, but he got ring cameras because one year our Christmas lights got stolen, and as soon as that happened, he got cameras everywhere.
Yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm. Like how I can tell you this, I feel safe when I'm at home. That's for sure. And that can be like being safe at home, or being safe. Like some kids are afraid to go home because like they don't know how their parents going to act. You just got some parents don't know how to protect their kids or protect their wives. Or dads know how to protect their wives or
Uh,
protect their families. So they gotta choose if they're gonna be the protector of the house or is gonna let anything else happen.
literally, it's it's simple but complicated.
Mm-hmm.
But
And then
it doesn't mean that it's not tangible, bro.
yeah. And then the last thing, choose humanity over hype.
Humanity over hype.
Mm-hmm.
That's I don't know how much more simpler that can get.
That like I don't have to explain it. Like
Like,
it's straightforward. Like
yeah, I just don't know what to say. I mean, it's just that
yeah.
simple. There's nothing else to say.
And like all like the five things I mentioned is like it's simple but it's still hard to do
Yeah,
as a man in the world too today. Like he said, being a dad, which you don't really think about when you're younger. But being a dad is probably one of the most hardest things you ever do.
Mm-hmm. It all goes back, and I could talk about this for days, but it just all goes back to the simple fact of, as men and as, I guess, as children of God, bro, have discernment and understand what discernment means. Because if you just discern accordingly, first of all, discernment it comes from God, bro. It comes from God. It's literally consulting with God to make the proper choice in complex and complicated situations. So if you have that discernment, there's almost no way you can fail unless you just go completely opposite of what God tells you to do, which is crazy and insane. But it just all goes back to discernment, bro. You'll be a great person, a great dad, great father, great wife, great mom, kid, brother, sister. If you just do what he tell you to do, bro. But you don't know what he tell you to do until you pick up this. That's why it's important. But yeah. Great message. Great church. Sound like it was great church service.
Yeah.
I pretty much learned something similar. Except it was the kids the kids version, or just the in this context it would be our version and a relationship with God. It's a parable of the lost son. Luke chapter 15 verse 11 through 24 is the key verses in that, but the whole chapter, basically, the son had everything that he ever wanted, was wealthy, lived in a wealthy family, was rich. Basically anything he ever wanted, his dad already had it for him. And the son took his wealthiness and lived prodigal, which basically means he lived however he wanted to, badly. Think of anything you could do. Getting down and dirty, drinking, indulging in sin, basically. The son realized, okay, what I'm doing is crazy. I did not grow up like this, and I know this is morally wrong. Let me go find myself, know that this is morally wrong, and repent and turn and do better. He returned home. Everybody rejoiced. And that's how God looks at us. When you know you're doing wrong, turn and repent and go the other way. God is going to be sitting there waiting on you because he loves you regardless. So turn and go the other way, repent, do better, and then God will bless you in the end. You don't have to. Don't take what he give you for granted. You can be wealthy, you can be rich, but if you're not living morally right, bro, you're gonna be dead. It was far country. Far country don't mean a location. It just mean you far going in the head, bro. So don't be oblivious to when you living wrong. You got the Holy Spirit and the conscience for a reason. Repent, turn, and do better. And then God will be waiting on you. He'll continue to bless you in the end. That was the service that I learned today.
Yeah, that sounds like a good sermon too. Like, I'm gonna actually go back and read that story too, the parable son.
Yeah, I think you should, bro. It's a series that we've been learning at church. Is really good. And it's the one was over a lost coin, lost sheep, and this one was the son.
Yeah, right now we've been reading Proverbs, so it's our series dodging like dumb things like in life.
Hey, you know how I feel about Proverbs. That's my book, man. That's my favorite book. Hey, man. The Bible is the best book in the world. You just gotta read it, bro. You just gotta read it. And even when non-believers read the Bible, that should tell you something. And the non-believers that read the Bible, that's even more of a reason why they won't be in heaven. Because you reading it and you understand it and you know the truth. you just refuse to go against it, which is blasphemous. Which you'll be roommates with Lucifer, which is very unfortunate. But
Mm-hmm.
when non-believers read the Bible, you should know like that's the best book on earth, bro. And everybody should pick it up, bro. Pick it up right now, cause you never know what could happen tomorrow, bro.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, but I didn't shout my socials yet. But hey, happy
Go ahead.
Father's Day! Shout out to all the dads. Shout out to all the dads out there.
My bad. We went on a crazy much needed one, but
Hey,
went on a
you
crazy
never know who is listening to this.
facts. And I feel hey, clip it and post. You could clip this 3 different times and post it, and
Mm-hmm.
it needs the traction. It's gonna get
Mm-hmm.
the traction because it's what we talking about.
Yeah.
So
But my show. Oh yeah, listen to the podcast on every single platform, guys. I'm trying to tell you, we're on TikTok for the clips, Instagram for the clips too, YouTube Shorts, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. We're on there. We can, if you want to listen. Spotify, you can watch the podcast and listen to on Spotify. That's why Spotify is better. And then also on YouTube too. Everywhere, Me Pressy Podcast.
you gonna do that to Apple Music like that, bro?
Yes.
I'm crying.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, y'all heard the man. Go listen to it.
And then socials. Primetime.Seattle on everywhere on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Immanuel AC Alpha. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yes, sir. Not J Jack on Instagram and the real J Jack on X underscore, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. I had to say it again because just in case.
Just in case, you gotta refresh their minds.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, man, we out, man.
All right. Have a great day.